Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. Still trying to make up certain days, so this is for a day ahead of time. Anyway, that most don't care about that. I do because I have to schedule it. For everybody else, that's irrelevant. I understand that. So they're just saying, well, I'm watching it today, so I don't care what it's scheduled, what day it's making up for, and I get that. So we have Sir Malcolm blended Scotch whiskey, introduced in 1967. This is the Royal Club. Of course, there's no other one. Sir Malcolm Royal Club. There's no common or club or anything. It's got a fancy label with the crown, Kingdom of Scotland, sheaf of wheat, a barrel. Let's see. A barrel, a copper pot still, and a key. I guess that's the key to Scotland. Sir Malcolm, the key to Scotland. A unicorn and a deer holding up the shield. Oh, I'm sorry, a unicorn and a lion. That's right, unicorn and a lion. Some meaningless metals. It said product of Scotland, soft and mellow. No age statement, and it's bottled in Frankfort, Kentucky at Buffalo Trace. Now, why would it be bottled at Buffalo Trace? Well, because Buffalo Trace is owned by Sazerac, and Sazerac owns the Sir Malcolm brand. Don't know for how long they've owned it. I don't think from the beginning, because they mainly go around buying up people's brands. But oh well, and their distilleries and their bottling plants, etc. Now the competitor, and I can assure you're going to be the winner. Dewar's Illegal Smooth blended Scotch whiskey, age 8 years, finish in Ilegal Mezcal, casks or barrels. Just finished. The last few months they age it in the mezcal barrels, but for most of the 8 years, just in regular Scotch casks or barrels. The Dewar's family, 3 Ds, interlocked. John Jr., and Tommy Dewar. But the Dewar family sold to the Bacardi family, so it's a Bacardi brand these days. And it's made in collaboration with Ilegal Mezcal. Now, they don't have it listed on their website, but they were touting this at Savannah Discount, Martin Wine Cellar, etc. Brand new. Dewar's aged in port barrels in collaboration with some port wine companies. So the possibilities are endless, right? So they'll just keep probably rotating in and out these collaboration products. Strange that they don't have it on the website yet, though. White label, 12, 15, 18, 25-year-old. We age, we blend, and we age it again. They age it separately, the whiskeys. Then they blend them together, and then they age it again. So they'll marry the flavor, you see. A lot of companies don't do that. They got the double series, 21-year, 27-year, 32-year. That's going to be very expensive. We age again. Let's see. Oh, I'm not reading all that. The cask series. Oh, here we go. Caribbean Smooth, Illegal Smooth. We age, we blend, we age again, and then we finish in a cask. Rum for the Caribbean. Mezcal for the illegal. And now there's the new port, which they're not showing on the website. Oh, well, y'all better get on the ball, Bacardi. Dewar's, Bacardi Dewar's. If you really want to see a questionable website, look at the Pabst Brewing Company. It is scary in the sense that this is the 4th largest beer company in the United States, and that's what they do. That's their website. So that lets you know why you have these incredible distribution problems with Pabst. You find Schlitz here. Now here in this town where I live, got 12 packs of Schlitz. We have 2 different stores. Got 6 packs of the tall cans, you know, the pint cans at one store. No problem. Got Pabst Blue Ribbon, you know. But then other parts of the U.S. you can't get Schlitz. And then don't even bother looking at the Schlitz website. What a colossal waste of time. The Pabst website is a colossal waste of time. And now they're going to start, they claim they're going to start brewing at their Irwindale, Los Angeles County brewery that they bought from Molson Coors. That's where I'm worried about the quality, because Molson Coors, Miller has been brewing Pabst beers for years, since 2001, completely since, because Pabst shut down their San Antonio brewery. I think it was in 2001. And so the quality was fine, but for the most part. But now they're going to start doing it again. I remember back in the 90s, like 1997 or 6, must have been 96, when Pabst was still doing their own brewing in Milwaukee. I bought a 6-pack of Pabst, and I popped the can open and poured it in a glass. I always did pour my beer in a glass. And there was a rubber tab in it, like a piece of rubber, totally round piece of rubber. You know, like it had, where they punched through or something on some equipment, and the little round piece comes off, like with a hole puncher on paper. But it was in the beer, a piece of rubber, round, perfectly round. I called it a rubber tab. I said, I mean, the beer tasted fine and all, but I said, this just goes to show you what a profoundly screwed up company this is. You know, it's like, why? And I had sent them an email about, could you send me a brochure on your products? I never got a response. Now, a few years later, they did send me a T-shirt, a hat, and some stickers and all, bumper stickers and all, because I had told them, I just sent them an email saying I like their beer. That was around 2000. They were probably amazed that anybody liked their beer. And so they sent me all that swag. They were really in the doldrums then, but in 2000, when they were back basically out of business. But I don't know. It's just pitiful. Now, if you look at the Sazerac website, the new and improved Sazerac website, oh yeah, they got a nice one, man. But they only show a few of the brands that they make. The old website would show everything, with bottle shots of every size bottle, like total inventory. But yeah, I don't know why they got rid of that. I mean, it was a very old, low-tech website, the old one. I mean, it was obviously from around 2000. But it was very informative. The new one is informative. It's just not complete. But that's the same with Beam Suntory. It's informative, but they only show a few of their brands. Same thing with Heaven Hill, Diageo, all of them. They just show what they want you to see. The rest they just ignore. Same thing with, you know, so, but at least the Dewar's is showing all kind of stuff. I think Bacardi is probably the most complete as far as making a website that lists everything they make. It might just be on the list. Now, it might not be where you click it and it gives you a big detailed rundown, but it's at least they show it, which is nice. Yeah, I know. I should be running these websites, right? Yeah, I agree. Actually, no one made that comment, but I mean, to me, it's simple. Like, you can't do this. So we saw the Sir Malcolm was a lot lighter, a little bit lighter in appearance. That's why I got to have my eyes closed. But it's younger. It's probably only aged 3 years, maybe 4, since it got no age statement. Okay, maybe. Okay, so it's 4 or more, but probably not a minute over 4. 4 years and an hour. 4 years in a day. But yeah, I think it would get that light color if you aged it for 4 years in old barrels. Dewar's, it's 8 years, and then they finish in mezcal. So yeah, it might be this dark. No, they might add color to it. I was asking one of those customer service girls at Mathern's, they sell the liquor behind the counter, and I said, they got some old men that come in here and buy that Sir Malcolm, huh? Kind of regularly. And then no one else buys it but 2 or 3 of these old men. And she said, yeah, that's the only thing they buy. You get their Sir Malcolm and they go. A few weeks later or a week later, they come back. So it just kind of like that kind of product. That's who buys it. And you might see it at a restaurant, you know, for their mixers. It won't be high on the shelf. It'd be low. It might be down in the well on the rack. And don't feel funny about that, because I was looking at a cheap brandy, Delacour brandy, Delacour. And all these fancy restaurants in New Orleans use it for their happy hour cocktails, like a Sazerac and everything. I said, oh, look at these people. Delacour. Galatoire's restaurant. A bunch of them. I typed in Delacour brandy on Google, and it started listing all of these New Orleans hotel and restaurant and bars that use it in their mixed drink specials. Hmm? And they're sitting there telling you that they're doing it. They're not trying to hide it, you know, like you think you're getting Hennessy and they put in Delacour. No, they're telling you, we using Delacour. And so they might use Sir Malcolm, I guess, you know. Well, this has no aroma at all, except for some faint cereal grain. Really, there's nothing there. This has a little richer aroma, but it isn't a whole lot. I don't want you to think that either one of these have a whole lot of aroma. They do not. But it's a taste challenge, so let's taste. Yep. Of course, cereal grain. It is a blended whiskey, so they're using a pretty high percentage of grain whiskey. Now, some of the more expensive ones will be flipped, like the Bushmills Black. It's only 20% grain whiskey, and it's 80% single malt. See? That's probably why it's $30 as opposed to these other ones that's $20 or $10. But usually they're 80-20, not 20-80. 80% grain whiskey, which you say, but that's filler. That's a filler. Yeah, that's right. And then the 20% single malt, which is where your flavor is coming from. Oh, well, okay. That's the Dewar's, and the first one is the Sir Malcolm. I know this for a fact, absolutely sure. I'm opening my eyes now. I'm going to reveal it. That's Sir Malcolm. That's the Dewar's. Well, you can see the Dewar's is much darker. The Sir Malcolm is a bit lighter gold. Yep. That's the other one. That's the D. That's the competitor. Dixie Baseman said, Dewar's is Hulk Hogan by comparison. Yeah. Boy, this is an early drinking video, says Tom Rhodes. Do you do this a lot? Yes. I do it pretty much every morning at dawn. That's why I call it Dawn Busters. I see a little bit of light shining through now. Do I do it as any kind of fixation, like I have this great drive to sip on whiskey or brandy or rum at 5:30 a.m.? No. Actually, I just do it because it's convenient. I get it over with. 6 o'clock, I'm done. And secondly, I'm not going to drink whiskey any other time of the day, literally not till the next day. So, and we're only talking about 2 little samples, you understand? These are tiny glasses. Might look big on the video screen, but it or in your phone if you're watching on your phone, but it is small amounts. And is it sort of like a gimmick just to say, look at him, he's doing it at 5:30 a.m. Do I do it as a gimmick or something strange? Yes, I would say that's true. I do it as I do it as just to do something odd, unusual. And I like to see the light come up, the natural daylight come up as I do this. So that's the reason. It's a bit eccentric, I agree, but it's a lot of fun, so I'll do it. Hey, Ronald, I know you from Matherns. You gave me a ton of beer recommendations, says Tom. Oh, yeah? You live in Louisiana? Well, nice talking to you. Thanks for watching. So yeah, this is just mostly just, I don't know, just being different. I wake up so early anyway. This is like midday for me. Okay, the Sir Malcolm. Is there any peatiness? Not really. Is there any smokiness? Nah. What is the main characteristic of this? It's like all these other inexpensive, or if you want to use the more proper term, I guess, cheap Sazerac blended Scotch. And all the companies make them. They all make really cheap stuff. They make high-hat stuff, $300 bottle stuff. In fact, Sazerac sells whiskeys that's $7,000 a bottle. Oh, yes. And then they do mid-range, of course, and then the low. The low. So really all you get in a cereal grain. Tastes like a box of cereal without the sweetener in it. It's got sweet. Corn itself can be sweet. You can get corn off the cob and just you taste the sweetness. Corn is used for sweetener, corn syrup. But I'm saying without the sugar coating, like Frosted Flakes with the sugar. This is like corn flakes, no added sugar on the top. Yeah, I live off Airline Highway by East St. John High School. Oh, okay. That's good. Now, excuse me. Sometimes these whiskeys will get to my nose because they're almost like mentholated. Like they're. And, the menthol character of it is like Vicks Vapor Rub, and it makes your nose. It's supposed to make your nose run like that because it's trying to stop congestion. So these things, they'll do that to me. Okay, yeah, you can join Alcohol Legs if you like. That's a Facebook group, Alcohol Legs. It's fun. It's not too what you call hoity-toity. We just get on there and talk about beer, wine, or liquor that we're drinking. Some people post old television commercials or old magazine ads. And then some people join and then they'll get bored with it and quit. And, I don't know, that's fine. It's not the Hotel California where you can join, you can't quit. Now there was one guy that was posting food, always beer paired with food, and everybody liked it. Wow, I'd love to eat that. I'd love to eat that. And then other people started doing it, posting beer with food. So I think he got offended, like they were stealing his thunder, so to speak. So he just quit. I say, well, he's already quit a few times and wanted to rejoin, but I'm not going to let him rejoin again. But I just think people are very sensitive about things. It's almost like they join a group to showcase themselves. Like, look at me, look at me. Same thing with Rock and Roll Club. Listen to all my great songs. But they're not about to listen to any of yours, No way. I listen to everybody's songs, and some of the songs are horrible. I never say anything. I'll just be like, well, I never heard that before. But I don't say anything. Now, if they press me on it, what do you think? What do you think? I'm like, well, it's not really for me. Now, this is smoky. It's got a wisp of smoke. It's sweet and sugary. It has that bell pepper note. It's just all around good. It's so smooth. There's no rough edges on it. It's just like round, you know, there's no edges. You just go round in a circle. It's so beautiful. The Dewar's Illegal Mezcal. Is it one of the best scotches I've ever tried? Yes, it is. I haven't really tried that many scotches, so that isn't saying much. You know, my scotch career is very limited, but it is really fantastic. I think the Dewar's white label's nice, not too great. The 12-year is very nice from my tasting of it only once. And then this one is really dynamite. That sounds fun. I'll look into it. Yeah, if I don't add you till tonight, that's because if I get busy, you know, I don't just be looking at Facebook all day. So, but I'll add you. Sometimes I don't add people because they look like they're spammers, you know. They're not really going to interact in the group. They're just going to try to promote their stuff. Well, like spammers, you know what a spammer is. And I don't want them to join. And it always be from Nigeria or Indonesia or Malaysia or Romania. It's always like the same countries, and they always do the same thing. So I don't really want that. Rock and Roll Club, I want people to listen to each other's music and talk about it and all. It's fun. Alcohol eggs, same thing. Morning again, says Dark Lotus. Well, morning to you. Well, the cut and dry of all of this is that Sir Malcolm is fine, all right? It's not offensive. Oh, man, my nose all of a sudden. I never was congested this morning or anything. It's just like this thing is like hot sauce. You know, if you eat hot sauce, to me, I'd just be blowing. Which I suppose is good because I usually never have a stopped up sinus problem. But it's fine. It's got a little sweetness. It's got bread dough. I'm thinking with the bread dough note that it's probably more like 25% single malt whiskey instead of just 20%. It's probably 75% grain whiskey and 25% single malt. I just feel that. Age is minimal, but it doesn't taste burny or young. Burny meaning not Bernie Sanders, but burning, you know, hot and rough. It's nice. So if I was looking to buy a cheap scotch, and who knows, I might be looking to do that because people seem to enjoy these videos where I get these off the wall products, and the cheap ones, they just like it. They say, oh yeah, you know, I don't have a lot of money. I like to try those, you know, so it's all right. But if you're looking for smokiness or a peatiness or like rich qualities and all that, you know, you're not going to get that. You're going to get sweet grain, like sweet corn and a little bread dough, and that's it. That Sir Malcolm is simple, but not bad, not repulsive, not off-putting. You can see it's got that classic Sazerac bottle, which is a broad shoulder. Then it tapers down a bit. Now, some of them will really taper, like the Royal Canadian. And then you get the lip at the bottom. It's got this little, like a bowl. It's almost like a lip, like a pig lip. Strange, isn't it? But that's Sir Malcolm. Is it worth $9.99 a bottle? Yes, I think it is. You can get really good deals if you get the handle, you know, the big plastic bottle. You can get it much cheaper per ounce, I think. So, yeah, it's worth trying. It is worth trying, but don't expect a whole lot. Just expect very basic, simple things. But like I said, no off-putting or nastiness, so that's a good thing. Now, the Dewar's, it's $20 a bottle, minus 4 cents. Or minus a penny, $19.99. $20 minus a penny. That plus 10, plus tax. So, but that, oh yeah, a real winner, an achievement. In fact, a great achievement. And my friend David gave this to me for Christmas, and he told me, he said, you're gonna love it. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. I didn't know anything about it. I said, oh yeah. Well, maybe I had seen it, but I had paid really no mind to it. And I told him, yeah, but I was gonna wait till I got around to it. Then I thought, that's not very nice. He gave me this for a present. I'll just do it now. I mean, I don't have to be that stringent on my schedule. So I'm so glad I tried it because it's fabulous. It really is fabulous. It only scored 1 point lower than Johnny Walker Blue Label, and that's a true story. And Johnny Walker Blue is $226 a bottle. $206 more expensive, but it only scores 1 point higher. Now, what does that tell you? I made an alternative Facebook account and got bum rushed by 100 friend requests from people I don't know. Yeah, I get that all the time. I get that today. I didn't accept it. I might go back and just delete all the Facebook people that I don't actually know, but then some of them will get insulted, you know, because they're like viewers. They watch my channel and they ask, could I be friends? I don't know why they want to be Facebook friends because I don't really know them. They don't know me. They're not interested. I wouldn't think they'd be interested in what I'm doing, which is usually not too much. And I'm not interested in what they're doing. So I don't know. I don't understand the whole Facebook concept. I really don't understand it. I've been on it since 2010 and I don't understand what the purpose of it is. I think it's really to sell merchandise. You know, like companies pay to run commercials. Otherwise, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Now, do I like following my friends and family? Well, yeah. Like they'll say, like my cousin will say, oh, I had a baby, you know, whatever. Well, no, you like to see that because you don't really get to see them too much. And that's nice. And then the groups are fun. Alcohol Eggs Rock and Roll Club, because I have an interest in alcoholic beverages and I have an interest in rock and roll music. So I started those groups. But to follow people I do not know, I just don't do it. And they'll say, look, we went camping, and they have 45 pictures. It's like, well, who's going to look at 45 camping photos? I'm not going to. And then they'll put likes like, oh, that's great. You know, he went camping. If I took a bunch of photos for a vacation, I would post one a day or two a day, one in the morning, one at night. So you could look at each one. I'm not going to flood the thing with 45 photos that it's, you know, you go to somebody's house and they insist that you look at their vacation photos. That's like the most boring thing you could ever do, right? Here we are in front of the Mona Lisa. Well, you know, everybody's seen that painting, but you're in front of it and they're smiling. Here we are at the Brooklyn Bridge. You know, I've seen that. I've been to it. I drove over it. No, I didn't drive over that. I drove over the Williamsburg Bridge, but I know where the Brooklyn Bridge is. I've been right by it. So all of that kind of stuff is just mind-boggling to me. Anyway, let me look at the comments and then I'm off of this. Vix is in every Italian home. I'm surprised people hate you for being a Democrat. I figured that out from day one. I don't know why they thought, they would always tell me, you know, when they would get in these political discussions, you Republicans are blah, 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 blah. And I would tell them, I'm not a Republican. This is like for the last 10 years, but, you know, before Facebook, longer than that. And I would say, I'm a Democrat, you know, and they would say, yeah, right, sure. And I'd say, well, I have a voter ID card. You want to see it? They never wanted to see it because they thought I was kidding. So when I tell people, now, when I say a Democrat, I mean a Thomas Jefferson, you know, Jefferson Davis type Democrat. You understand? Not the ones that we've been having since 1892 start, you know. So when you hear me say Democrat, think of Grover Cleveland. All right. Remember what Grover Cleveland said. The people should support the government, but the government should never support the people. So that kind of Democrat. But I would tell them and they would always say, You're lying. You're lying. I say, I'm not lying. So when I tell people something serious, they think I'm joking. And when I joke with people, they think I'm serious. It's strange. I don't understand why they can't say I'm obviously joking. You know, it's a joke. It's not serious. It's not meant to be serious. Why are you taking it serious? Or why you didn't just ask me, you know, are you serious? I would say, well, no. I posted stuff on Facebook on April 1st over the years. April 1st. Think for a minute. Think. April 1st. Get it? One time I posted a picture of an old president of Germany. He was the president of Germany back in the 1930s and 40s. And I said, this is my all-time greatest hero. April 1st. So the Facebook friend list dropped like 40 people in one day. And I was like, these people are so foolish. It's April Fool's Day, fool. And they would be posting foolish stuff all day long, even when it's not April Fool's Day. So I did it, and I found it so comical. They're probably saying, can you believe what he put up there? That's his greatest hero of all time. I was like, what day is it? A lot of people are like that. No sense of humor, dour, angry all the time, mad, upset, volatile, fly off the handle, uptight. I can't really deal with people like that because I'm not that way. Uptight, volatile, fly off the handle. If I get mad, it's because of a reason. You understand? I might fly off the handle because it's for a reason. Like I'm at work and you're not doing your job. Yeah, I'll get angry, but not just fly off the handle for some trivial topic, you know, some trivial, you know, like it's meaningless. Like people get angry about beer, wine, and liquor. Like seriously getting angry about it. Like, I'm not going to be your friend because you like that brand of beer. It's like, wow, I didn't know you were insane. And then the Beach Boys wrote a song about that. Well, Brian Wilson did. Hold On to Your Ego. And it was a great song because he said, he's talking about people that are uptight and volatile. And he said in the song, they come on like they're peaceful, but inside they're so uptight. And I said, yeah, I know people like that, like everywhere. It's hard to be laid back and, you know, jovial, I guess you call it, with that. All right, you're probably getting requests from people who watch you online. Yeah, I think so. But all my Facebook friends, whether they're doing videos or not, get these weird requests from like Tommy Smith. And he's got all these photos of him and his family. But then you start realizing this is not real. You know, this is, I don't know this person. This is like a fake. I just don't approve it. I know where you're coming from. Apparently, believing in masks makes you a communist, self-quit the party because apparently the rest of the world has gone crazy. I'm not real hung up on political parties, honestly. Most of the people on Facebook that I know are like fixated on political parties. And they just go on and on and on all day long about their talking points, you know. The GOP, see, they think GOP stands for GOD. I think they're a little confused. A lot of these people I know, they think GOP means GOD. So they'd be just going on and on and on and on with all these memes. Everything they do is memes, you know. Bernie Sanders this, Joe Biden that, Nancy Pelosi this, and you go on and on. And I don't say much. I just say, oh, I only say stuff if it's like factually incorrect. And then they usually will be hostile. Like they'll say, first they took the guns, then they did this. You know, that same old thematic talking about National Socialist Germany. And they're trying to relate it to today. First they took the guns, then they... I said, well, you know, actually, because I do research and they don't. I told them, I said, well, you know, actually in Germany, when the National Socialist German Workers' Party took power in 1933, which obviously I do not support because I'm not German. And secondly, I'm surely not socialist, free enterprise guy. They liberalized gun laws. The old 1919 to 1933 government was very strict on gun ownership. But the new government that was in power 33 to 45 actually liberalized gun ownership. It made it much easier to get all sorts of weapons. So they and people will just be like bewildered when I say that on Facebook. I'm like, so they didn't take the guns to set up a tyranny. They actually liberalized gun ownership. But I know why they're saying all that, because they're trying to portray it as though the German people were like under some kind of like control, like they were under a tyranny. They were forced to do all this, when the truth is that they actually supported it democratically. They actually supported all that. So anything you saw, they supported it by huge majorities. But people don't like to say that, because then that would, well, it would make the people guilty of any kind of crimes, you see. But they supported it. Like Hannah Reich, the famous pilot who ate dinner at the White House once in 1961, I think it was, with President Kennedy. Hannah Reich said in an interview, she said, the German people are very sorry about the war. She said, but they're not sorry for the reasons you think. She told the interviewer that. And I said, ha, ha, ha. All right. I would have voted for Bill had I been old enough. Would have voted for Dukakis too. Hope I'm spelling it. No, you're not spelling it right, but yes, Dukakis, the Greek guy. No, I would not have voted for those guys myself personally, because they don't fit the proper profile of what I'm looking for, meaning Grover Cleveland style. So would I have voted for Democratic, even though I'm a Democrat, would I have voted for Democratic presidential candidates? Theoretically, in history, I sure would have. But none since Grover Cleveland, you understand? So yes, I would have voted for Grover Cleveland twice. Obviously, Samuel Tilden, James Buchanan, of course, and so on back to Thomas Jefferson, you understand? But anyway, enough of that. Enough of all of that. It's off the topic. But the topic is Scotch whiskey, and Dewar's clearly wins. Clearly wins. No contest, really. Beautiful product, and it's a great, tremendous value for only $19.99. I gotta say that. Great value, great value. So thanks for watching this video production, and the next taste challenge is going to be Piper Dean, which has only been on the market since 2016. Piper Dean versus Dewar's Illegal Smooth, and that'll be a fiasco. It'll be beaten very badly. Oh well, it's not my problem. I don't make it. I just taste them. Thanks, everybody.